Winnie the Pooh was inspired by a real bear. A black bear named Winnie was kept at the London Zoo. She was originally from Winnipeg, Canada.
We begin our journey in Sault Ste. Marie, or the Sault as locals call it. A city that's more than just a dot on a map. It's one of the oldest settlements in North America, a gathering place for trade, culture, and story. The area has been home to the Anishinaabe people for over 2,000 years. The French arrived in the 1600s, naming it after the rapids of the St. Mary's River. Leaving the Sault, the road narrows, the traffic fades, and suddenly, you're in it. Northern Ontario. A vast, ancient land shaped by fire, ice, and time. This is the Canadian Shield, some of the oldest rock on Earth, over 2.5 billion years old. Just 50 kilometers north, we stop at Chippewa Falls, not just a cascade of water, but the symbolic halfway point of the Trans-Canada Highway. These falls were painted by Canada's iconic Group of 7, artists who captured the raw beauty of the North. Here, the water reminds us of movement, constant, unyielding, free. The Group of 7 often traveled this region by rail and canoe to sketch landscapes that would become Canadian art classics. Next stop, Batchawana Bay, Lake Superior reveals its gentler side. This bay, whose name comes from the Ojibwe word Batchawana, meaning water that bubbles up, was once home to fishing and trading camps. Today, it's a quiet place to listen, to breathe, to be small next to the world's largest freshwater lake. Lake Superior holds 10% of the world's fresh surface water. It's so vast, it creates its own weather. Driving this stretch of Highway 17 is like reading a living geography book. You're surrounded by the Canadian Shield, ancient, rugged rock over 2 billion years old. Carved by glaciers. Dotted with boreal forest. It's not just land, it's memory. Scenic High Falls outside Wawa is power on display. The Magpie River thunders down 75 feet, a reminder of Northern Ontario's untamed force. In 2021, this river was granted personhood by local Indigenous communities, with rights to flow, to thrive, to be protected. The Magpie River became the first in Canada to be granted legal rights under the Rights of Nature movement. Silver Falls, wild and lesser known. Legend has it, spirits live in these waters, whispering to those who slow down long enough to listen. The local Anishinaabe believe water is sacred, alive, with a spirit of its own. Standing here, you feel it. We arrive in Wawa, a town with a funny name and a proud bird. Wawa comes from the Ojibwe word for wild goose. This statue was built in 1960 to welcome travelers and remind them, you're far from anywhere, but right where you should be. The Wawa Goose is one of the most photographed landmarks in Canada's north. Our final stop in Wawa brought us here, to Sandy Beach. Quiet, open, and full of that northern stillness that asks nothing from you but presence. Abby ran barefoot. The water whispered. And just behind us, fragile sand dunes stood quietly, preserved and protected, reminders of how delicate nature really is. With sandy toes and full hearts, we wrapped up the day and headed back to the hotel, tired in the best way possible. The kind of tired that only comes from fresh air, open roads, and a little wonder. Tomorrow, we head deeper into the wild, toward Thunder Bay. Day 5 of our journey. But tonight, just rest. Day 5 began in the sleepy town of Wawa. The giant Canada Goose statue, a symbol of safe journeys. Wawa comes from the Ojibwe word wiwi, meaning wild goose. Fitting for our migration across the country. This stretch of the Trans-Canada Highway runs along the northern edge of Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake in the world by surface area. The Anishinaabe people called it Gishigami, meaning Great Sea. You really feel its power out here. We stopped in White River, the birthplace of Winnie the Pooh. In 1914, a soldier bought a bear cub here and named her Winnie, after his hometown of Winnipeg. She later inspired A.A. Milne's beloved stories. A sweet moment of nostalgia for kids and adults alike.
So we left Wawa 8:30 in the morning and we have reached Terrace Bay. This is halfway to Thunder Bay and we have stopped here for the lunch, and it's a beautiful place, amazing beach. There is a lighthouse as well. We still need to go there. And yep, our next stop would be the lighthouse, have lunch, and then we'll be moving towards Thunder Bay. See you later.
Terrace Bay surprised us with small-town charm and big lake beauty. Perched on the north shore of Lake Superior, this community has deep roots in pulp and paper, once booming with the hum of mills. Today, it's quiet, welcoming, and a perfect stop for hungry travelers. We wandered down to the beach, where smooth pebbles met cold, clear waves. The lighthouse here is a tribute to the Slate Island's light, guiding ships through Superior's unpredictable moods.
Is the water cold, Abby?
Okay.
Is the water cold?
Yes.
See, there is a doggy coming your way. Abby, there's a dog coming your way. Where's Mama?
We grabbed lunch at Drifters, local favorite and exactly what we needed after hours on the road. Comfort food, hearty portions, and friendly folks who made us feel right at home. It's the kind of place where the coffee's always hot, and the conversation flows as easily as the lake breeze. A short walk from the highway brought us to Agassaban Falls, a powerful 100-foot drop into a deep granite gorge. The roar of the water, the mist in the air, and the sheer scale of it stopped us in our tracks. Once harnessed for hydroelectric power, the falls still feel wild and raw. It was one of those rare places where nature humbles you, and for a moment, all you can do is stand still and take it in. Schreiber may be small, but it's built on steel and stories. Founded in the 1880s, this town was a key divisional point for the Canadian Pacific Railway, where steam engines were refueled, crews switched, and journeys across the country paused for breath. We visited the Schreiber Rail Museum, tucked inside the old train station. It's filled with artifacts that tell the story of the town's rail workers, many of them immigrants who braved brutal winters and dangerous conditions to keep the trains moving. Standing inside, you can almost hear the echo of engines and footsteps on the platform. Schreiber isn't just a stop, it's a symbol of the grit that helped stitch Canada together from coast to coast. As we rolled into Thunder Bay, we made our way to a place that every Canadian feels in their heart, the Terry Fox Monument. It stands high above the city, looking out toward the horizon where Terry's Marathon of Hope was forced to end in 1980, just 143 days and over 5,300 kilometers into his run. Diagnosed with cancer at just 18, Terry set out to run across Canada on one leg to raise money and awareness. His determination became a national movement, and this monument honors not just his journey, but his legacy. With Lake Superior at his back and the sleeping giant on the horizon, you feel the weight of his courage here. It was a quiet moment for us, reflective, emotional, grounding. A reminder that strength isn't just physical, and that hope can travel far, even if the road is cut short. From wild geese to brave bears and unstoppable heroes, today was filled with Canadian icons and northern spirit. We're halfway across the country, and already full of stories. See you in the next episode, when the road carries us from Thunder Bay to Calgary.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.